Okay, just to give a perspective, I'm starting down where you see the circle, the icon for International Youth Hostels, and I'm working my way north alongside the river. I've just passed the big bridge that you see growing to the from across the river, and now I'm working my way up. I'm going to go ultimately up here to Mulan Park, which is just to the left and above Mulan Lake. Also, you can see it there in the middle, top. And now I'm going to just go right alongside the water here to see how the ambience of that works out. There's something going on down here, boatloads of people. Aren't these the most gorgeous and unique flowers, particularly the yellow? I've seen the red, but the yellow just looks like they were almost manufactured as beautiful small feather dusters. This is a pretty architectural feature of this bridge that I'm sure goes unnoticed. It must be fun for the swimmers to slowly go underneath this bridge. And here beside me, a man doing water calligraphy. They often do this in the parks. I don't know if this is a rite on his part or what, but it disappears shortly. First full day, second day in Guilin. Now as I pan the bridge just for the fun of it, notice the flags, don't know what that means, but notice the piles of rocks that are designed to give fishermen a little deeper access to the water, probably built by themselves over time. This appears to be a community of people associated with these boats. You can see there in front of you too that I'm sure they live in, and these perhaps for plying tourists or others about. Here, a pretty lady I passed earlier, she's standing in what looks like a fairly traditional clothing outfit, either that or a karate outfit, but it was too lightweight for that. And this is her morning regimen. And this is not the only such community. I'll pass another one shortly. And returning to the upper level again, just for the fun of that, and attracted by the music, which I'd love to score a copy of. As I look at the river, I notice some interesting things. One, the channel has been, I think, defined either by nature or by the people who use the river with some rocks. And yet there are pathways through what's probably a very shallow, slimy part of the river. Probably for the shallow rafts and these shallow boats that we've seen. And I'll focus down a little closer on this intersection, it appears, of the riverway. Here it almost seems to tumble through a very shallow rapids. Looking at this village of boats, if you will, it seems to have a pattern that upstream are the one or two main boats, if in fact they're not rafts, that look fairly substantially constructed, although that may all be canvas. Then another substantial boat, this one here, which may be a good living boat. I mean, it looks like a pretty nice boat, relatively speaking. And then these that are the working boats and the rafts, as well as these shells. Here what looks like a fierce competition of badminton. The whole point is whacking this thing back at the other and keeping it in the air. Here the morning catch and perhaps a buyer. Here one of the heroic personages from the past, probably the Three Kingdoms past of this area, or the Southern Song. And elegant way to start the morning. So I'm now just at the southern entrance of Fubow Hill. Okay, we're now inside Fubow Shan. or what's also known as wave subduing hill. This hill that we'll see in a moment, yellow-gray rock, is believed to calm the rough waters below, which you saw are hardly rough, but maybe at some times of the year they are. A crumbling temple on the peak houses a huge bronze bell, several hundred Buddha images from the Song area. I think it's also maybe referred to as teapot, and that's what these are for, and great tourist opportunities. The grounds here are pretty, nicely maintained, but remember this is an extreme tourist town. They no longer honor my passport for free idea. The way up. Then I'm going to climb up, which I think is Gushue Pavilion, and when I come back I'll go to Male Master Clock Pavilion and return to Pearl Cave. I've got to score some of this music. Looking to the north, where I'm going. Some of these peaks I will climb. Hopefully most I'll just wander through. That may be a tour boat down there, and exactly why that channel down below is needed. It's the cave, of course. I'm just going the opposite way that the tour is going. Remember, inside this rock, inside these mountains, are caves like this, because the mountains are just simply a residue from an extremely vast underground cave system. Where these stairs lead, except of course another entrance into the caverns within the rock. It's warm in here also. One of the main time consumers for tour guides, other than travel itself, is stopping for all of the photo ops. One of the main time consumers for tour guides, other than travel itself, is stopping for all of the photo ops. This stone, heavily worn, probably because people crawl through there as some kind of achievement. There are carvings of Buddhas here. Very soft stone, so it's very easily worked, and here quite well protected.